Hello everybody, today we'll be making ourselves a War of Rights tier list using the regiments from the community to make up that tier list. Maybe I'll throw in a few names in there, but for the most part it's going to be full of regiments from the community, and this should be fun, and maybe stir some shit, I hope so. And if not, well then, it's still fun to compare people uselessly, so let's get into it. And honestly, what better way to just kick this off than starting right at the beginning? So we're going to go in for the first group I'm putting in here is going to be obviously the 9th, New York. Now, this is my group, so we're just going to move it up in the S tier. There we go. All right, very good. Next up, we're going to do the 51st PA. And, this is our 9th Corps sister group. That one can go either way, it can go S tier or F tier, but we're going to go ahead and pop that down into S tier. Awesome, great. Next up, we've got the Clark's Battery guys. These guys are 9th Corps' official artillery battery, and obviously because it's 9th Corps, we're going to be putting these guys up into S tier as well. All right. And I think next up in the actual community, I'm going to start off strong with the 1st Texas. Now, I'm a good friend of Sarah's, the 1st Texas. He's not the worst guy. But the 1st Texas is a group. It's got a bunch of Neanderthals like Strength, Captain of D Company, I think, and a couple others like that. So we're going to go ahead and pop the 1st Texas guys then into B tier because they're a good fighting group. But when it comes to their people, just way too many Neanderthals and a few less brain cells than I would recommend. So that's 1st Texas. Next up, we got 1st Maryland. So I'm going to type these guys in here. 1st MD. Now, I like 1st Maryland. They're a fun group to play with. They're good at what they do. They're good at the game. They have a lot of funny dudes in there. And LaBelle's a champ. So, I'm going to toss 1st Maryland up into A tier, honestly. Actually, they're going up in the S tier. We always have a good result when we play with them. They have plenty of Neanderthals as well, but most of that is in their command staff. With LaBelle, he just kind of sucks it all in. But I love LaBelle. He's a quirky little goober. So I'm gonna keep 1st Maryland up in S tier. Fun group. All right, so we're gonna go with 1st Delaware's Union 2nd Corps, right? And I think my friend there, Bus, he runs that. And if you listen to the podcast, we talked about it a little bit last time. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the 1st Delaware guys. Just type them in here. They're gonna go into A tier, honestly, into A tier. 1st Delaware is a pretty alright group. Union 2nd Corps overall, pretty alright group. I think next up in 2nd Corps is IVB, the Irish Volunteer Brigade. All right, 6th Louisiana, that's right. Mr. Pioletti's guys of the Reb 2nd Corps, and 6th LA is a really good group. They're going up in the S tier purely because they just keep beating us, and by us I mean the Union. Yeah, the Union has a tough time with them, so they're going up in the S tier purely off skill alone. When it comes to level of Neanderthal and lack of intelligence in most of these groups, we count for it for the most part. We've got a few examples down here, but 6LA, what they lack in intelligence, sometimes they make up for in general competence, and they're gonna be an S tier unit, honestly. Now another 2nd Corps group is going to be, I think, 15th VA, but for just to save time, I'm gonna go with rest of Reb 2nd Corps, and we're gonna put these guys down in D tier. All right. Next up, so we've got 1st Cav. 1st Cav, I think they're run by Crumb or somebody, and they were a pretty solid group for a long time. I never see them anymore though. So I'm gonna go off what I remember. So 1st Cav was a pretty B tier unit when I knew them. So I'm gonna actually specify then. And 1st Cav, because I don't know if they exist anymore, is going to go in down here somewhere. Oh, my font got fucked up. First Cav now. Okay. And we're going to put First Cav now in D tier because I don't know if they actually exist anymore. The 14th Brooklyn was a group ran by Pixelated Apollo, who's also a good friend of mine. I got to flex that. And I don't think they really exist anymore. And if they do, they're super, super inactive. Or they just really aren't around very much. So with that knowledge, I'm going to go off what the 14th Brooklyn is now and then again. So 14th Brooklyn then. This can be a little controversial. I'm sorry, Apollo, but 14th Brooklyn was definitely a C to D tier unit back when it was with us in Hudson Brigade, which was a group of, of shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss it right in the middle. All right. And next up, we're gonna do 14th Brooklyn now. And because I don't see them at all, I'm going to assume that they're a little bit worse off than they were with Apollo. Because it really wasn't Apollo who made them bad. Just general performance, you can't ignore the level of Neanderthal that went into that. And with who was in there, unfortunately. So we're going to pop those guys down into the D tier range here. All right, next up we have 5th Florida. Actually, 5th Florida is a group. They're a group. And I think here is perfect. Yeah, right there in the middle. I think it's fine. The 10th US. Actually, have a lot of experience with 10th US from when they disbanded and then rebanded. I'm not gonna do a then and now. They don't deserve that. 10th US is very much so a C tier unit as well. Maybe in the past they were a little bit better. But I don't really see them anymore, honestly. And usually, if they're inactive, they're pretty low tier because most people who can be in active units are going to stick around if the unit is good. So I'm going to put 10th US right there and leave them right here in C tier. Next up, we have the PA Cav, otherwise known as Preacher's Group. And, regardless of my own incidences with Preacher, overall the unit isn't awful. When it comes down to Neanderthal levels and intelligence, it's pretty okay. They're worse and they're better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put PA Cav right here in like B to C range, purely because they're not the worst performing unit. They're pretty okay. But I can't really put them up in A tier. They're not really a B tier unit. They're more like upper C tier, kind of low B tier. I'll put them right there. There we go. Maybe a little higher. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to it. But yeah, that's PA Cav. Honestly, honest opinion. Also, this is all an opinion. If you disagree, that's awesome. Next up, we have, let's see here. First VA. Perfect unit to go in here next. First VA is going to go right up into the same range as PA Cav. Honestly, I played with them a few times. Pretty okay group. I think these guys are more of a B tier unit. So they're gonna go there. They're gonna go there. They're gonna go right into B, into B. Also, I want to clarify with the rest of Rev's second core thing here. I'm implying that you're all carried by 6LA. That is what I'm implying. Just to clarify. All right. Next up, let's go down my list here. 36 Ohio. Pretty cool guys. They're pretty all right. C tier. 32nd Ohio, ran by former 9th Corps guy, King Bob. These guys are actually pretty all right. They follow orders to a T, and they know what to do and when not to do things, so put them in 32nd Ohio. Next up, 20th Maine. Part of AP, I think, with 32nd now. Should have joined 9th Corps. 20th Maine, ran by Clink, I think. All right. I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be completely real. 20th Maine is most certainly not an A tier and not an S tier unit. 20th Maine is to be frank, same level as PA Cav Actually, I'm willing to put them down a notch. C tier. Putting them down in C tier. The reason being, I had an event with them recently, and there's just a level of not thinking that sometimes happens in there, and I can't overlook it. But they're not the worst. Not the worst at all. So they're definitely upper C tier, if not low B. So like right there. That's perfect for 20th Maine. Do better. Next up, we have 6th Alabama. I know the guy who runs this group. Pretty okay guy. These guys are kind of inbred though. They're going to go straight down to E tier. All right. Next up, we have... here's a good one. We have the 23rd New York. 23rd New York. Also ran by a former 9th Corps guy. Descartes. 23rd New York. Yeah. I'm gonna go with B tier. They're a pretty B tier unit. Descartes not a stupid guy, So, and the guys in there are pretty solid, pretty friendly too. And there's not a whole lot of stupidity. Then again, I'm banned from their Discord, so I'm gonna go ahead and say B tier. But because I'm banned from their Discord, they're going down to C tier. Oh, okay. So this one is gonna be really easy for me to do. I'm gonna just do all of PA, or PB. Sorry. Why am I doing all of PB and not just the regiment inside PB like I have with some other groups here? Because, to put it simply, I don't care enough to. I like PB guys, and overall, they're only known as PB. The individual regiments don't really matter for PB because it's only PB. Because they're all like kind of small. There we go. PB as a whole. E tier. E tier. Yeah. All right. You know what? D tier. E tier is a little too harsh. Because they're definitely not awful. But PB, man, I don't know. There have been moments, there have been instances, and there's just something going on there that I can't put my finger on that just brings you from here to like here sometimes, and I just can't get over it. Most of the Georgia units, most Georgia units are definitely going into C tier. Yeah. They're okay. That's it. They're just okay. Also, forgot honorable mention, 5th Texas. 5th Texas, D tier. They're kind of similar to 1st Texas, except 1st Texas is a bit better than them. So, 5th Texas is down there. And then I thought the 28th MA, which is part of 9th Corps, of course. S tier, best EU regiment I know. I'm not even saying that because of, 9th Corps propaganda, but because genuinely, probably the best EU group in the game, honestly. They do what they got to do, and they don't get involved in drama, which spikes them up quite a bit. So that's awesome. And I think there's really nothing else, honestly. I think that's really it. There is one honorable mention I did forget, though. That's going to be Campfire Games. Campfire Games is going to go straight down here into F tier. Update the game. Thank you. And I think it's going to be it. This is the finalized tier list here for War of Rights regiments. Once again, my own opinion. And I think the key takeaway here is, it's just this whole central area here. It's good to look at. And this is it. Once again, these are my own opinions, and I love everybody in the community. Don't get me wrong. This is all just for fun, of course. And hope you enjoyed watching it. And this is it. I'll even put like a little Imgur link down in the description here, just so you can save it and spread it, because I think that'll be a lot of fun. And hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I love all of you, and goodbye.